Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Innkeeper, and today we're playing Battle Brothers. This is an open-world turn-based strategy RPG. That's a mouthful. There we are. It's very similar to games like Mountain Blade. You run around a world and you do whatever you want. And the only difference here, instead of running around with a warband, you're running around with a group of mercenaries, completing various quests and trying to become the greatest mercenary group the world has ever seen. Everything is randomly generated, or at least I believe I'm going to say most things are randomly generated. I've done a little bit of research, as you can clearly tell. Ladies and gentlemen, by that I mean I've watched videos. There we are. Fantastic. I haven't really played it, so necessarily I'm going in blind. But there you go. We're going in right now. We're going to play the game. Let's not stick around the menu any longer. We're playing on normal right now, because I'm not necessarily a veteran, but also not really a scrub either. Because, you know, I've been watching the videos. There we are. We're going to be calling our company or our mercenary group. Well, I mean, obviously we're the Innkeepers. There we are. I'm not too sure if that's some sort of placement going on right there. Do we have a banner worthy of the Innkeepers? That sword not necessarily. It needs to be like a pile of gold, or maybe just an eye. God, it would be kind of cool if you could import your own banners. Although I can imagine some people probably putting a few weird things on their own banners. This looks pretty good. You know, you got the swords. You can have like what would this be like? Well, it'd be the banner in. That's what it'd be. It'd be the banner in. But it's got like a bit of gold and some swords. That's not bad. We'll have a look first. This looks like some sort of Warhammer 40k thing with a little bit of Rome going on right there. It's pretty fantastic. There's another sword. There's a pig right there. That's pretty cool. We can have some sort of Farmers League going on right like that. Some sort of Iron Fist. That's very similar to some sort of Isengard thing going on right there. Pretty fantastic. Wait, did we just see that one? Is that just a different color? Kind of. It's slightly different. It's very, very slightly different. The bottom is not the, wherever the thing was. Yeah, wherever the thing was. There we go. That's pretty fantastic. Half the game is going to be me looking through all these banners now. Oh, that reminds me of, you know, boring banners. There we are. But also of the wolf from Stronghold. There we go. Pretty fantastic. Yeah, but it looks like we're going to stick with the gold. Oh, there's a crow right there. No crows for dinner anyway. We'll feed the crows. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. Bit of gold. Pot of gold. Pretty good. There we are. A tip, apparently. Some difficult... Oh, there we go. Didn't see it. Now, I haven't read this myself. Well, I mean, I haven't read it. People have. You can pause and read this. I'm not going to do it because I'll make a fool of myself. So there we are. Huzzah, friends. There we are. We have started off in our world. So if we want to just go ahead and... I don't really... okay, so space is the pause functionality. So as you can see, we've spawned in our own little world right here. And it's a very beautiful game. I do quite enjoy the aesthetic they've got right here. Would it remind me of anything? Not necessarily, but it's very cartoonish. You know, it's very simple. Not necessarily complex, but you can definitely see a weird beauty to the world. Especially with the terrain. It looks like it's all meant to be there, if that makes sense. It's not just really... you know, randomly splattered around. Although I do not like the random transition between the oak and the pine right there. But I'm not too sure if maybe that's just a personal preference. But I do like just all the art style is absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to them adding a few smaller things here and there. Okay, I've not seen any waterfalls. I'm just saying, game. I want to see some waterfalls right now. And I do like how the top layer of the map is, in fact, made out of snow. Do we have any buildings up here? It doesn't look like it. Is there any real reason to go up into the nether regions? This looks like some sort of Mordor land right there. I don't think we want to go into there. It doesn't look like there's really any reason to go up to the north. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, this is swamp. Okay, then. I've not actually seen the swamp. And there's a nice little village right here. I would like it if the villages were a little bit different. There seems to be just sort of like this particular village design with a few farms around it. It would be nice if they were set specifically as a certain terrain. Also, there's always one city by the looks of things, and then a bunch of cities, well, a bunch of towns around it. There we go. I've got quite a lot to explain, and also, for those wondering, this isn't going to be a sort of general series that I upload. It's just going to be something that I casually upload. It's going to be quite sporadic, so don't really count on it as being part of the general thing. It's similar to what I did with Mini Metro. I just played it. That kind of thing. And also, I feel like it's a good idea to have a little bit of variety on the channel. And I thought this would probably be a good start since if we wanted to play this for a little while. So as you can see, we've got sort of a resource system right here. It's very simple. You need gold in order to do anything in the world that involves the towns. Let's say you want to buy some mercenaries. You can buy some mercenaries. Want to get some more resources. You've got to use the crowns there. And, of course, the wages. There is a wage system for your mercenaries. Once again, it's very similar to Mount and Blade. But there you are. Then you've got the provisions right here, which is food. Use 6 provisions per day. Your 99 provisions will last you for 16 more days. So it does tell you. That's very cool to see. There is a day-night cycle, as you can see to the top middle part of the screen right here. You've also got tools and supplies. These help repair your weapons or any items that you wish to be repaired. This is the ammunition. I'm not too sure if this ammunition is what you have in your inventory. Or inventory. I don't know how to access the inventory from here. But we will find out later on. As you can see, everyone's these sort of little... thimble? That's not really... I don't think that's the right word. But they're all on their weird sort of... thing. There we are. Thing. There we are. They're like model pieces. It's very nice aesthetic for the people. Although it's very strange how you don't see it with the caravans. I would like to see it with the caravans as well. That's just a random thing right there. And of course, medical supplies, which is used to heal your people. Pretty good. We check our roster right here. Oh, that's how to access the inventory menu. There we are. As you can see, we've got lots of numbers. And of course, very specific stats and bonuses and debuffs. Of course, with our randomly generated characters right here. They all get a little bonus because they were the original Innkeepers. There we are. We're probably going to go ahead and rename these guys. You can do that on the little sign right here. And you can give them a title, which is very cool to see. I don't really like the idea of giving them a title until I feel like they're worthy of one. So, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of him. Although, we've got Islay. Actually, none of these... I don't think you can get female characters yet. But we'll just go ahead and have Islay anyway. Actually, we'll just have Innkeeper. It's probably not a good idea since I'm probably going to die. But there you go, the leader. Oh, the leader. Innkeeper, the leader. Then we'll just go ahead and just add random people. We've got Nelria. Oh. Nelria. I guess these guys should really have titles since they are. And you know what? They won't have titles. And we'll go ahead and just ask Uskers. Oh, okay. That's a bit weird. Was that all in capitals? Is that right, Usk? I do not know. These are people that watch the channel. We don't really look too... I mean, I love the beard. It's a nice aesthetic. We've got an inventory menu right here. And we've got some perks that we can deal with later on. We can level up on this little menu right here. And also we can dismiss people, which is very nice to see. The weapon they have does determine what skills they can use. Currently we have Slash. Repulsed. That sounds... yeah, you go. I'm dyslexic. I'm very bad with names. I could read the same thing a million times and I just still forget how to properly say it. And then knockback because we have a shield. I believe if we get this knife right here, will we get any bonuses? We will. We get stab. Probably some sort of backstab. Puncture right there, which is very nice to see. So you can have sort of a rogue type character. These swords are definitely... There's definitely a meta to this. Apparently spears are really good right now, but... Swords are really good against the flesh, basically. Not very good against armor. Only 75% effectiveness against armor. Whereas if you use a club, it's actually only 50% effectiveness against armor. I guess that determines what kind of club it is. I guess it is a wooden club. Is anyone else that's got different kind of weapons here? You haven't got anything on you, good sir. You want to just go ahead and give you a nice sword right here. And this... Well, actually, what's the better cap right now? Worth... 40 and 30. So this is actually more, but it takes away from fatigue. That is good enough. We'll go ahead and just give you the other cap. Can you dual wield? You can't dual wield. Okay, then. Maybe you can with two... Oh, no, you probably can with 2 daggers. That is fine. These are the extra inventory slots. If you've got yourself inventory slots. I keep saying infantry. It's annoying. Inventory slots. Basically, in the middle of combat, you can use AP, which is the turn-based system the game has, being action points. If anyone's played Divinity Original Sin, it's got a very similar system to that. Use it to move, use it to make actions, use it for pretty much anything in combat that involves your character doing something other than waiting. But there you are. So your characters do have backgrounds. This will give them bonuses. For instance, right here, Neria has a 10% experience gain. You can go ahead and read that. But there you are. Ooh, he's a master of an art. Ooh, okay. That's pretty cool. I like that background. I haven't read it all, I'm not going to lie. He's a founding member, so he gets a few extra bonuses right there. Just sort of random. Well, not random. Melee skill, range skill, and resolve. I believe resolve is their willpower, or basically their willingness to not run off. That kind of thing. There we go. Faint-hearted. There you go. So Neri's a little bit of a coward. So there's -5 resolve. I think resolve is determined of how many enemies there are on the screen. Screen at a time. Or how many they can see. And how many of you guys are dying around that particular character. And their resolve will be tested. If they fail, they will just run off. I think a little white flag appears in the bottom left of the character when they're about to get there. Which is pretty cool to see. What have you guys got? Oh, he's a bowyer. Okay. That's pretty cool. So he's got a 5% experience game. We should really... Oh, you've got a bow. That's fantastic. You've only got 10 ammunition. I'm not too sure how ammunition degrades. Whether it is always going to be 10 until the end of combat. I'm not really too sure. I imagine that will be the case. Because it'd be very annoying if I have to keep buying new quivers in order to just keep replenishing the ammo. Although at the same time, this game is meant to be very difficult. The cool part about this game, which took me way too long to actually talk about it, is that you die. You die, and they're gone forever. It's pretty fantastic. There's a little bit of a roguelike going on right there, which is very cool to see. When everyone dies, you die, and it's gone. Which is, there you go. That works. Although you can save scum, so not necessarily the case. If you don't really want to die, then there you go. So they're sure-footed, which is +5 to melee defense. Not necessarily a good combo with the bowyer background right there. I'm not necessarily sure. I guess, well, they're randomly given to the characters, I guess. Then, of course, they've got the founding member. However, +1 vision for Eagle Eye right there. Very good for Usk right there, being the bow. It looks to me like... Usk, you're not usually the bow guy, but we're going to go ahead and get that sorted out. It looks like you can actually sort your stash as well, which is very nice to see. Look at all these stats. There's quite a lot going on right here. So you've got fatigue. It looks to me like this is sort of in the middle of combat. You're going to go to 0 fatigue eventually. You have to step the guys back and let them rest or something to that nature. Some people don't necessarily like it. They think it's kind of pointless, but I haven't seen it in action, or at least I've not paid attention to it from what I've seen. So we're about to experience it, I guess. You got your head armor. People are pretty much susceptible to fatalities in this game. Basically, they can get their head cut off instantly. They could be fully armored, knight badass, and just chop. There you go. Although the head armor will negate that. That's what the critical hit system is in the game. It's not necessarily a damage boost. It's whether they hit the person in the head or not. That is how that works. Currently, Usk does not have any head armor, so if he does get a critical hit, his head's probably going to come off, depending on how much damage they really do. It will be more than just hitting them on the chest. This is the hit points. This is the body armor right there. This will be the chest piece, as you can see right here. Not exactly good, being a linen tunic. However, if we go to the Innkeeper right here, or just Innkeeper, you can see that they have very, very strong and melee-based stats, which is very cool to see. Everyone is pretty much random when it comes to that. We're going to go and hire some new guys. Since we have started off about 1,800 gold, you've got melee defense, range defense, and there's so much right here. I feel like it's a good idea to really show you all this stuff in combat. So I'm going to go into our city right here. Unpause the game might be a good idea. As you can see, we have ventured into Dulm right there, which I believe is also randomly generated, which is very nice to see. Every world you play feels unique, which is a very cool thing to see. Every playthrough seems to be different, which is pretty cool. They've not added too much yet. Basically, the game is here, but they need to add factions and a bunch of other interactions with the cities and towns yet. And a few other things, which I'm very excited to see. But at the moment, the game is pretty much good to go from what I've seen. So this is the quest guys right here to the right part of the town. This is where you can get the mercenaries, and this is the shop guy. He pretty much sells you anything you need. Well, depending on whether they actually have it in the shop. Towns will probably have significantly less than the city. But things cost varying prices in different places. Although I haven't really seen anything that will give you hints on whether a particular area sells things at cheaper prices. From what I've seen, you can go into a farming town and there'll be no food. So it's very strange. Obviously, this is things that I've not played. I've just seen. So there we are. Take it with a pinch of salt. You get a pickaxe right there, which is not necessarily an amazing weapon. However, very, very effective against armor. But then again, this makes us much better in every single aspect. So why you would get that? I guess it's significantly cheaper, so that's a good reason to get it. But it looks like this weapon is... it's not as good. The armor effectiveness is much better here. However, we'll leave the shop for now because we've got to get new people. Let's just talk to this guy. It gives you like a long quest. So if you just want to read this, and then I'll just go ahead and go down for you. Right here. Just in case you want to pause and read it. There you are. And then I'll just go down to here. There we are. Just read all that. It's quite a lot. There is a lot of sort of things to read here. So what does he want us to do? He wants us to raid a bandit hideout, which I believe is nearby. And then he wants us to return to the city afterwards. I like this. What are we going to get for this? He usually tells you... Ah, here we go. 300 crowns. That's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. He doesn't really give it to you at first. I don't think there's any thing. Whoa, that guy is expensive. He's fully kitted out. I will not lie, but he's very expensive, which is why we probably won't have him. This guy's got a crossbow, which is... Ooh. He's a night hunter. It's like I can't say it. Helsing. There we go. Van Helsing. I got there in the end. Oh, wow. I really have a problem there. Wow, you look like a extremely powerful warrior. I quite like the look of you, good. So, however, we need to get cheap people, because that's basically better than getting beefed up macho men, since it's significantly cheaper, and I think having more men is better than having one good guy, since people are just so susceptible to fatalities. Let's go ahead and let's see Gilbert right here. He is a day tailor. I will learn no craft. Is known as a day tailor, someone to ask whenever an extra hand is needed. So he's just sort of a temp worker, basically. Yeah, he's probably part of some sort of union. That is fine. We'll go ahead. Since he is only going to have a daily wages of 8, and since he only cost 8, he's got nothing on him, but we can just give him like a little dagger or something. So that is fine. We've got Heinrich right here. Fantastic. You look like a hobo with this. Vagabond. That's pretty fantastic. Lazy and unmotivated. One day put all... Okay. Hit the road. Okay. Beast. Oh, wow. That's very unfortunate, Heinrich. We'll go ahead and give you a new start in life. Simply because you've got a pretty good looking chest armor by what I can see. You are... Wolf. Okay. We could get the wolf. He looks very powerful. But we're not made of money. So we're not going to get him. We'll get Ragnar right here. An orphan. Fine. Mines of the Earth. The Mines of the Earth. Interesting. Just sort of any mines of the Earth. We're on Earth then. That's good to know. Unless he just means Earth, as in just dirt. Which, there you go. Coughs, so he's sick. Fresh air. Yep, it does. Okay, then. You know what? Ooh. Arn right here looks pretty farmery, but he's too expensive from what I can see. He's just got like a pitchfork. That's the only thing that really makes him expensive by the looks of it. We'll go ahead and Ragnar as well. You're actually quite expensive yourself. I may as well just go for Arn right here, since he's only 40 extra, and I do believe a pitchfork is probably better than a pickaxe. This guy, however, has got an absolutely fantastic mustache. Han, the historian. He is a historian. The game does not lie. This guy is Dirk. He's a grave digger. I like it. We should get him. He is a grave digger. Now, you sort of roll the dice with who you're hiring. I imagine the more expensive they are, the better stats they have. But usually with what weapon they have on them, you can guess generally what their choice of a weapon is and what stats benefit that weapon. So we only have 6 people right now. We could probably get 2 more, and then we'll probably try and buy stuff in the shop. We'll get probably you and you. There we are. I think 8 is good enough. We're left with 800 crowns. We currently pay 57 crowns per day. It's going to be 14 days before we run out. Let's go to the shop. Let's go ahead and purchase us some sick gear. Most of the playthrough seems to be at first just me. Like, just buying and shopping and stuff like that, which is fine. Shields are pretty fantastic, so we'll probably just go ahead and buy a bunch of those. Do we right-click? We do. So just buy a bunch of shields. We'll get this buckler right here. And this shield is pretty expensive. However, it does increase maximum fatigue quite significantly. I'm not too sure. That looks pretty significant. I'm not going to lie right there. I think we did get a guy with a cross. No. That was the Helsing guy. Nearly screwed up again there. We got, wow, that's a Bolgadon. Right, There we go. It's a thing. It exists in the world. These weapons are very, very expensive. I think we just want to stick with the armor, maybe, since it looks significantly cheaper. I like this, this padded surcoat right there, which is pretty fantastic. There's padded leather, which is also pretty good. This basic mail shirt, however, looks pretty swish, and I think I need it for my character. However, we'll go ahead and get the padded leather instead. And probably this, this, and this. Since armor is very important. And what we'll do is we'll go to our roster right here, and we'll just go ahead and give them the items they require. We can only have a maximum of 12. I've not really seen any improvements to that size, which I don't really mind, to be honest with you, because it looks like there's a lot of management that goes on in the fighting in this game. So having more than 12 is... I imagine it starts to get... Well, it starts to take a little long. So I'll give my guy the cool shield right here. We'll go ahead and give our main guys the shields, other than, of course, our ranger. We'll go ahead and... It looks like you're a two-handed. Yep, you are a two-handed. If you are a two-handed, you're probably going to be in the thick of things. So we'll go ahead and give you this lever right there. The padded surcoat. I think that's pretty fantastic. I guess you've got rags as well. Gisbert, what are you good at? Okay, so he's a day tailor. He's got +5 resolve and +10 initiative. Not bad. +10 initiative is good for a bowman, I would say. We might want to give him a bow and some arrows. We might just go ahead and do that in a second. You, Heinrich? Actually, that's a good point. What are your stats? Death Wish. No morale check triggered upon losing hit points. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure what the downside would be to that. Cocky. +5 resolve, but -5 to melee and ranged defense. That's not great, seeing as he is a two-handed soldier. It would probably be more beneficial for us to just give him a sword and a shield, just to help with those small bonuses. As you can see, his ranged defense is -1, and his melee defense is just 0. That is absolutely awful. It looks like we might have to make him into a sort of quick fighter, where he jumps in, does a jab, and then jumps out. But I'm not sure if he has the AP for that. And then we've got the farmhand right there, which is +10 hit points and +10 max fatigue. I love just all the little things that these characters have. It makes them feel significant. It makes them feel unique, which is also not great, because when they die, I feel sad. There we go. Also, for those wondering, like I said, the series isn't going to be too common. Basically, I'll play it when I feel like playing it. That's the kind of thing that really happens here. Similar to what I did with Mini Metro. If you want to be named on this, just go ahead and comment. I'll just, you know, name you. And there you go. Although, you might die. So, just letting you know there. Let's see. The perks is not something we can actually do anything with, I don't believe. No. We don't have anything because we haven't leveled up. So, Gilbert right here. We'll come back to you. What about you, Dirk? What have you got on us? The Gravedigger, plus resolve, plus max fatigue. Irritational. Irrational, not irritational. Has +10 or -10 resolve randomly at every morale check. Is that moral check or morale check? There you are. Words, apparently. Athletic. Okay. Fatigue for each tile traveled. That's pretty cool. And then double grip. 25% damage. Double grip sounds pretty good for someone with two-handed weapons. He also doesn't get any fatigue problems, which is pretty cool to see. And then +5 resolve and +5 to max fatigue. Used to sound more like the two-handed wielder kind of guy. And I feel like that might be the case. You have a lot more hit points, though. Yeah, you do have a lot more hit points. I've just realized this. Which is very strange. Don't you get a hit point bonus? Oh, no, I guess the other guy got a hit point bonus. That's fine, then. You know what? We'll go ahead and give you this. And you can go ahead and wield this shield. But we probably want to give you a better weapon. So we'll get around to that later on. Also, we'll go ahead and give my guy the good armor. We'll give him the good armor. And you, Ragnar, what are you good at? So, let's see. Or a minor. So, +10 hit points, +5 resolve, -20 max fatigue. We got Drunkard right here. 10% damage, +5 resolve, -5 melee skill, and -10 range skill. Definitely not going to give him any ranged weapons. He does do a damage bonus, but at the moment his melee skill, that's his defense. Where's the melee skill? Actually, his melee skill is pretty good in comparison to his ranged defense. Is anyone here actually a really good ranger, like in comparison to what we currently have? No, it doesn't look like it. So there we are. Ragnar, we'll go ahead and give you this armor piece right here, since it is currently better. Actually, is that 55? And that is... Oh, you know what? What's this? 40. This is actually better than that. So yeah, we'll give you that instead, since you are the two-handed guy. I feel a little bit scared not having you wear something. We do need some head armor, otherwise we're going to be losing guys left, right, and center. We'll go back to the shop, and we'll get ourselves a... Is there any bows here? It looks like there's no bows for sale. Or at least I can't see anything. Just nothing. Nothing at all. Probably want to get some food. We'll do that. We'll get some food, and it looks like ammunition's pretty cheap. And we don't want to get any tools. or herbs. We'll buy some cheap helmets. There we are. There's a coif right here, which is pretty cool looking. Lots of armor value. There's a high armor value right there, which is pretty cool to see. We'll go ahead and buy these. Oh, do we have any spears? A malicious spear. Okay, we'll go ahead and get a malicious spear. And we'll get 2 of these. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Good thing you can go to your roster very easily. Merv's probably, I think Merv's rattling his bell in the background there. I do apologize. We'll go ahead and just give everyone that doesn't have some sort of head armor. Some head armor. Mostly, we want the sort of the top players to have the best head armor. What have you got right here? 40. Yeah, that's not too bad. You can have the 40 right there. What have you got? You've got the same thing. The 30 on the wooded hood right there. We'll go ahead and give you this. Not too shabby. And then we'll give you this this woven tunic right there. Along with the buckler. And we'll give you a spear. There we are. Fantastic. We can do some cool things with the spears. Including spear wall. Which is basically there's a % chance to randomly bludgeon. Or not bludgeon. Randomly spear an opponent that goes into a tile that's close to the character. And that will push them back and do a little bit of damage. Or it has a chance to do a little bit of damage. And then there's knockback and there's thrust right there, which is pretty cool to see. It's hard to avoid or block. Very cool to see. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just change these clubs. Okay. So the club is 20 to 25. Yes, it is better. It does 5 extra sort of base damage, which is pretty cool to see. 50 effectiveness against armor. This is 90. 8 fatigue, 6 fatigue. I think this is better, so we'll go ahead and just grab that. Anything else? You've got a knife, which isn't great, so we'll go ahead and give you one of these. Unfortunately, though, you will be shield... Oh, no, we got a buckler. Okay, we can give you a buckler. So it looks like everyone but Ragnar has a buckler. To be honest with you, I kind of prefer Ragnar to have the buckler. So we'll go ahead and just give it to him, since this is not a two-handed weapon. Not too shabby. I quite like this. Got some more ammunition right there. Our ranger is pretty good right now. Finally, we can go into combat, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll just go ahead and leave. So this is the hideout we're meant to go to. I probably just want to go ahead and save right here. This is me save scumming. The Innkeepers. Feels like the Proclaimers just a little bit. There we are, the Innkeepers. We would walk 5 bajillion miles. Let's go into combat. There's a bandit hideout right here. Let's see what we have. We have some bandit thugs and a bandit marksman. Just a bandit marksman. So there you go. Not really too bad for us. It's 8 versus a random number. 5. 8 versus 5. You can tell by the top right here. For some reason our flag... Oh, it says allies. Okay, then that's the opponents. It is our turn. The combat system works as below. Basically, everyone has a certain amount of initiative. The people with the highest initiative and... Well, the people with the highest initiative go first. People with the lowest go last. And it's done in rounds. The last person with the lowest initiative to take their turn restarts the round, basically. I think initiative is also... Yeah, I think it has some basis on fatigue as well. Or morale or something like that. Which I think apparently starts to randomly throw things about. I'm sort of guessing right here. I'm not going to lie. So we do have one archer somewhere around here. But it looks like he's hiding in the back. We might want to keep our eye open. It looks like our Oscar's coming around on turn 3. And, oh, it looks like they actually have a little arrow over them when you hover over them. That's a really cool feature, and it does give you a few stats right here, which is very cool to see. We have the action points right here, which is the orange bar. This is what you use in order to take turns. I feel like I'm giving a tutorial right here. It's pretty fantastic. I mean, that's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and just skip our turn. Is spacebar wait turn? Yeah, it is. Spacebar is wait turn. There we are. And then we've got Heinrich right here. We just want to keep our lines, but we do want to go ahead and get Usk onto a higher level right here. So we'll go ahead and give him the higher height. So apparently this cost a little bit extra fatigue and AP because of the height. As you can see, when you click, it will tell you how much it would cost to get up there. We can right-click to remove that and just move over here. I like how it gives you two turns to really judge whether or not you want to go there or not. It does help out significantly. It looks like, oh, it looks like the Archer took a pot shot right there. Archers are very powerful in this, so we've got to watch out. Looks like these guys are about to take their turn all soon. The Archer just had his turn. We probably want to go around here and start to sort of slowly flank the Archer. How long will it take for us to get over there? Who have we got in the line here? We got some guy at the bottom, the two-handed at the back. It's going to take a little while for these two to really become part of the line. So you know what? We'll just go ahead and make a little hole in the line so this two-handed guy can go into the fray. You know what? We'll go ahead and just... So let's see, we got this guy, and we unfortunately won't have the spearman. So if we want to just sort of go ahead and move him down here. I feel like I'm playing a game of chess right now. It's fantastic. Do we have any shields? Yeah, we can make a shield wall. There we are. And we have our two-handed guy right here who's going to be right behind him in case he does get flanked at all. He will be able to support him later on. We can go ahead and get this guy right here and give him a shield wall. There we are. Shield wall will protect them from any attacks. I believe the shield can break, and when they attack, I think there's like a higher chance of blocking. Actually, go ahead. I need to go ahead and find out exactly what shield wall does. There's knockback right there with the pickaxe guy. We could run straight for the bandit right there. We do have our spearman next, followed by this guy. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and try and flank the archer. I think that's a good idea since archers are quite scary. We have our spearman right here, who I think we're going to use to take a little bit of a pot shot. Or we could knock him back. How much would that cost us? 4 AP and another 4 AP. Unfortunately, we can't do a knockback and a spear wall, which is very unfortunate. So you know what? We're just going to go ahead and thrust. We missed, unfortunately, and we can't do another thrust turn because it cost 4 AP. That was very unlucky. We could go ahead and move this guy. Ooh! Okay, so they actually have counter attacks, apparently. I completely forgot about that. So if you move out of their influence, as it were, then there's a chance you will fail and they'll hit you. That's very unfortunate. I forgot that was actually a thing. We'll go ahead and continue to try and flank the archer. Now we have to watch out because this guy doesn't have a helmet. So if he does get shot, he's going to have a bad time. Now, unfortunately, Usk right here is still tired. And, oh, wait turn. So I guess that means the guys that have not used all of their AP can basically, you know, just use it all over again if we feel like we don't need to use them for the time being. That's pretty cool to see. So we've got our bandit marksman right here, and it looks like Usk is coming up next. So we don't really want to block the view because archers can cause friendly fire. So we want to go ahead and go in this direction, and hopefully our archer can actually go ahead and take out the other archer. Or this guy on the hill, which is much more susceptible to damage. Let's see what we have right here. We have aim shot, which I would assume increases your chance of actually hitting someone. Has 10 arrows left. The focus and carefully aimed shot with a good outlook of hitting is intended target even at a distance. Cannot be... Oh, what was that? Cannot be used while engaged in melee. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then quick shot, which I imagine is less accurate, and I imagine doesn't do as much damage. Let's see. So aim shot costs 8 for 8, and the quick shot does cost 4. So we can do 2 quick shots or an aim shot. I think an aim shot makes more sense, but it doesn't look like we're actually close enough, unfortunately. So it looks like we really are just protecting the flanks of our friendlies right here. This bandit's got a 48% chance of actually getting hit. This one a 21% chance, simply because of the shield. Also, the line of fire has been blocked by this guy, which is quite unfortunate. However, this one right here is in range. What would it be if we went for the normal shot? 26%. That's not really great, in my opinion, so we'll go ahead and go for it. Very nice. I think that was took out all of his armor right there and went for his chest, which is very cool to see. So we have our friend right here. The spearman is next. What we want to probably go ahead and do is... can you move over here? You can, or we can get you over in this direction. You won't be able to get there in time, unfortunately. So I think we continue to take the right flank of our foe. Right, so here's our spear guy. We're going to go ahead and try and go for the hit again. 56% chance to go. We missed, but we can go for another hit. Very nice. We didn't kill him, though, unfortunately. However, let's see. So we got repel right here. Poke and shove at a target in order to focus it away from the user by 1 tile. Okay, target hit may take damage if they are pushed down several levels of height. Oh, that's pretty cool then. So height does have some sort of function there. That's pretty cool. How far away can this hit? This can actually hit 2 blocks away, so that's not too bad for us. However, it does take 6 AP. So we do have enough AP, I believe, to hit this guy. 47% chance to hit. Let's go for it. Very nice. We did kill him. Now, the archer's going to try and melee hit our guy right here, but he was unsuccessful. That's very cool to see. So we got a guy coming down from the hill. Right, he's going to take a little bit of a shot at Nelria right there. We've got to keep our eye open on the main group right there. the main group members right here. We got Dirk going in for the swing on this combat. On this bandit. There we are. Pretty cool. I keep saying pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do we want to knock him out? Not really. I think I want to go for the finishing blow. So we got Bash right here. A brute force attack that inflicts additional fatigue with every hit. So this is more of a fatigue-based weapon. I guess you just sort of bash the shield in until they fall. It doesn't look like he's got shield wall up. He's got grassland right here, which... Okay, then. So that just tells you how much it costs to traverse the land. That's pretty cool, then. We're going to go ahead and hit him. 45% chance to hit. We missed. Go for another one. Unfortunately, we missed. Dirk, you let me down, buddy. But you did miss 2 hits. So I think that makes up for it. Innkeeper right here. Truly the veteran, who I don't believe made the killing blow. However, riposte right here. Prepare to immediately counterattack any opponent that attempts to attack in melee and misses. I don't want to be here because I'm going to be stuck between these 2 guys. However, their turn's not coming up. So I think it's a good idea to sort of run around here and go for a pot shot. There we are. A little bit of damage to his armor right there. We're going to go down and... Do we want to take this guy out, or do we want to just sort of run around? We don't want to be between those guys, because otherwise Ragnar right there is going to be flanked, and I think he does take a little bit of a penalty for that. We're just going to do the 47% chance to hit on the bandit bug, and it was a successful hit. I do like how the opponents, or anyone really on the field, does seem to take some sort of damage. You can see there's tearing of the armor right there when all their armor has been disappeared. That's a nice little add right there. It adds a little bit of... There's a word that I would like to use, but I can't really find... Oh, I think we want to knock this guy out. That uses quite a lot of turns. What's this? Dirt. So, dirt. There you go. You're on dirt. Or we can just go for the 38. They're both 38, and I'm not too sure they really matter. Knockout might be good for us, because his turn's coming up, and I don't think we'll be able to kill him. So, let's try and knock him out. We failed. Try again. We missed twice. That's very unfortunate. However, our spear guy is next. We're going to go ahead and just try and hit this guy. Ooh, okay. 1 hit. Come on, we can do it. Very nice. A very good job there, Gisbert. Ooh. It looks like the Ranger's getting a little bit of revenge right there for just trying to knock the bandit marksman out. Which is him. There we are. Pretty cool. I feel like I'm losing my ability to talk over time right now. We're going to go with the 53 on the bandit thug. Let's hope that we have Usk make the final blow. Ooh, he nearly hit Dirk right there. Usk, I'm just saying. Let's watch out. So who's next? It looks like one of our guys, Neria, is in fact next. We're going to go for the... yeah, let's go for the Impale 47. Ah, beautiful. Looks like he's going to be a top player in this the mercenary group they currently have. Let's make him move over to the right line right here. So let's see who we have left. We have our guy right here. And then one of the enemies is going to take their turn. We're going to go ahead and run in this direction. Try and get him a little bit scared. And then we're going to try and flank the archer from behind. We got our guy right here. Can we use the pick of destiny in order to subdue this thug? He took a hit right there. We're going to go for another one. We missed. That's unfortunate. The thug's going to take a hit. Barely any armor damage there to Innkeeper, the leader. There we are, fantastic. Or me. I think that's me. Maybe. I'm not too sure. We're going to go with the... Wait, have you got a knife? Oh, okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. We can go for a puncher. Well-placed attack at the opponent's armor. Opponent's armor's weak spot. Ignores all armor when dealing damage, but it's harder to hit with. And we don't really want to do that since he has no armor. So we're going to go ahead and go for this 60% bandit thug. The stab unfortunately missed, but we did get him right there. Fantastic. So the archer is coming up on turn 4. And it looks like no one's actually nearby to attack him. So it looks like we might lose Heinrich right there. Let's be careful right now. Very scary times. Can we get him from here? No, we can't. Okay. Well, hopefully Dirk right there. We'll actually try and take the damage. We'll go in this direction. Here we are. No! We've lost Heinrich right there. Very unfortunate. We don't really want us to make any pot shots right here, so we're just going to move him over here. Excuse me. We're going to go with the Innkeeper right here, who's going to go ahead and go onto the hill. And we'll take... Oh, we actually can't take a hit from here. It looks like you actually only hit on these 2 areas. So that's very interesting. You know what? We'll go ahead and just leave him there for now. And it looks like this guy right here. He can actually take a little bit of a pickaxe hit right here. Unfortunately, we did miss. And the Innkeeper can just skip his turn. We go round in this direction. And when's the archer popping up? He's got a little while. We can make some hits. I'm going to try and knock him out again because I think there's a higher chance of that. 55 versus 55. Did we hit him there? Okay, we did hit him, but I don't think it knocked him out. I'm not sure how that really works. We're going to go behind him. I'm not too sure how that actually works. I'm not sure how the system works. I imagine the position they're facing on their little icon right here isn't actually where they're facing. We're going to get the two-handed guy right here for an attack next turn. And ask him, I want you to continue walking in this direction. You can just stay right there. Oh! Gisbert right there took a little bit of damage, but fortunately, not too much damage. We get Crush Armor right here. Crush Armor sounds pretty good. We're going to go for it. 42 versus... It always seems to be 42. Ah, lovely. Lots of damage right there to the armor. He's now susceptible to damage from the chest. We're going to go ahead. Oh, we can't actually do the two-handed hit right there. And we'll go for a riposte. Here we go. Hopefully, we can get some stabs in. 60%. Oh, one more stab should do it. Oh, we missed, unfortunately. The two-handed hit is coming in. Oh, we missed. Okay. Yep, we'll just go ahead and skip our turn there. Oscar's made it onto the hill. Can he take a quick shot? No, not without hitting someone. So we'll go ahead and skip our turn there. How long until the archer's turn? Okay, here we go. This is it, Gisbert. Well, actually, not really. You've got 2 more. You've got actually 1 more turn because I'm not using my leader, as it were. You can actually move away, I think, from here. So we could take like a pot shot and then move. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, that's unfortunate. We'll go ahead and try and get the finishing blow then. Beautiful. So unfortunately, Heinrich was dead, or has been defeated. He was dead all along. That's basically it. But we have a very cool statistics screen right here that tells you what went on. Well, not what went on, but the bonuses and what the guys did in their battle. Right there, you can see how much damage they dealt, how much damage they received, how much experience they gained, and how many kills they had, okay? And at the moment, Gisbert right there doing a fantastic job, but Arn right there, also very good. Heinrich, you took loads of damage and you didn't do any damage. So you know what? I'm not too sure I really feel too bad of having him die, but I'm very glad that Arn did survive. We got Ragnar right there, who's just sort of looking like a boss right now. Didn't get any kills, but not bad damage, and he actually didn't take any damage himself, so that's good. I like that because that means that we don't have to repair his armor. Neria right there, a little bit of ripped clothing, which once again, very cool to see because before his clothing was all good to go. Now we do have loot right here, and it's looking pretty good. We just want to go ahead and take everything right here. We also got a little bit of gold out of that, and we're going to go ahead and leave. So we're going to go back to the city so that we can actually get our quest. I don't think you can actually loot these caravans yet. You can read all that if you wish, but thank you very much, good sir. I'll go ahead and collect that gold. Now we hear a Dolmen. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be me for now. You've been watching me, the Innkeeper, play Battle Brothers. A very interesting look at the open world RPG genre, as it were. Very cool to see. They've done a very good job here, and I look forward to playing more of it. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for updates from my channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch for live streams. I've been the Innkeeper, and I'll see you all next time for some Innkeeper mercenary killing action. There we are. My ability to find words is just a constant failure. There we are. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.